single day I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
Hello Aquarius, it's your girl Humble Soul. I'm back to do a weekly reading for you guys for the first week of October. That's the 1st through the 8th. I decided to take the monthlies down because I just decided to start doing this weekly until there's another change. Anyways, because as you can see there's 21 cards down, I decided to go ahead and shuffle and lay out the cards before I got on camera. I have no reason to manipulate or change the reading, but you know, it is what it is. So, with me saying for time purposes, I'm going to go ahead and start your reading. If you notice the numbers up top, so when I go to the row, you'll know which row I'm talking about during the time, so you guys will be able to follow along a little bit better, because the setup doesn't allow me to really quite move the way I want to move. Anyways, so in your first row, we're talking about self. It can either be how you view yourself or how you're being viewed or your feelings or whatever, but it's about self in your first row. It's all about you. And your first row is saying, well, you have the 5 of Suns reversed, the 2 of Stars upright, and the 9 of Suns upright. Alright. So, when we talk about self, it says that you was in a situation, be it friends, lovers, somebody, it was a ship of some kind. It was way too much conflict. The conflict was over lies, either you lying to them or them lying to you. But it caused a whole lot of conflict, a whole lot of drama. It made you feel unbalanced, or it made the other person feel unbalanced. So you decided, or that person decided, to cut off communication, to kind of release the situation, and, just let it be what it is. And your second position, that is your personal environment. That could be friends, family, work, anything close to you, or anyone close to you, or possibly close to you. Well, in that personal position, you have the Burning Tower, the 2 of Moons, and the 5 of Spears. Your personal environment was basically, you walked away, or you was walking away from somebody was trying to break down old structures. So it could have been a new friend, new co-worker, new job, new something. Somebody came in and you felt like to have room for this person or that other person. I wanted to say it's us that did this. The energies goes vice versa, but I'm getting tongue-tied trying to explain it 2 different ways. So there you go. The person felt like they may have had somebody new come in, a new friend, a new job, co-worker, or it could have very well been somebody that was old, but anyways, they had somebody come in, and there's somebody that came in, basically was like, it's time to break down your old structures. Like, you can't have you can't have the old and the new here. It could have been a long-time friend that they had, that they started having romantic feelings for them and convinced them that it was time for them to, get rid of the old person, whatever, however it goes. But In your second environment, your second row is talking about a breakdown of old structures. Suddenly, like you suddenly do it. You make the rash decision to leave because you feel unbalanced in the situation. You feel like there's no resolution. So you start to, whoever this old friend is, job, ship, or whatever, you just rush in and just say, you know what? I shut it down. I'm done. It's over. Or they did this to you. And you felt like you was going to move towards a more loving and peaceful situation because whoever you had around you, they embody peace at the time. It was no conflict there. It was no issues there. The issues that you was receiving was from this old friend, but it was due to lies and deceit. So either you, like I said, either you lied to them or they lied to you. But whoever the liar was just not trying to deal with the repercussions of their bullshit. So they decided, you know what, I said what I said, I felt how I felt, fuck it, I'm going to go on to this new situation, or these group of friends, or listen to this advice, because they're peaceful. They seem like they, that's where the fuck I want to be, because they're peaceful. I don't have to hear the nagging, the bitching, and the complaining. Okay. Whew, now that I got that out, let's get to row 3. Row 3, you have the 4 suns, the 9 of spirits in reverse, and the 14 of moons. Your hopes, your dreams, you kind of hope for a reunion with this person. You want to reestablish your old friendships where you was breaking down the structures. You're starting to realize that you did it a little too fast. Maybe you jumped and gave up too quick. You gave those things up, and you felt like you're starting to see that maybe that person overreacted due to feeling it was just them acting got hurt. Those moments of them acting out doesn't compare to the friendship or the bond that you guys once had before you decided just to pack up and jump ship. Take it as resonate. So it's like you want a reunion. You want to reestablish those old friendships, those old foundations that you moved away quickly from. That's your hope. Or you could be getting to a point where you're starting to just acknowledge and see the value in that ship that you abandoned, that you left. And you do feel disappointed. Because you're starting to recognize the value of it, you're starting to feel the disappointment and the regret, the possible regret. Because you was dealing with, and because you right here with the 14 of moons, this is a person who's vindictive. Or it's like a vindictive type of friend or an unstable partner. So whoever in your past that you up and abandoned for someone new, that someone new is starting to show their ass and their true colors, and you're like, wait a minute, whoa, I gave up all of this, and I gave up my good friend for you, and you're not even stable, you're just spiteful, vindictive, you don't even like me. That's what I'm getting right now. So your hopes and dreams is like, you know what, hopefully I can get the hell away from you, and I can go back, and my old friend that I abandoned for you and I was so wrong will accept me back. Fears, what you know, what you're actually fearing right now, which is in your 4th position, your 4th row, you have the moon in reverse, the emperor in reverse, the sun in reverse. So what do you fear? You fear that your error in judgment, and your extreme denial of the truth. So like you're extremely denying the realness and your area of judgment. Like you're at a point where you're starting to see that you basically was denying the truth. You knew you lied. You knew you did whatever, you was manipulative and whatever. And now your fear is because you was like that and you had irrational behavior, or you looked at that person like, you're just too much for me, you're too irrational, I got to get away from you. When you now are starting to see that it was you set the fire. Take it as resonate, vice versa. It may not be you, but it could have been done to you. But anyways, so you're fearing that because all that stuff that you portrayed that other person to be, you're starting to see that it wasn't them, it was actually you who embodied that. And you embodied that because of the person, your outer environment was in your head, and basically sold you a dream, and you ran towards the dream because it seemed so much peaceful, so much better. And your ass is stubborn. And I don't mean no disrespect, but it talks about being stubborn. In the Emperor reverse, he's stubborn when he's reversed. He's very egotistic, very arrogant. And you know this. You know that. Because then with the sun reverse, that talks about pride, vanity. But it also talks about unhappiness and feeling alone. So you fear being alone. You fear not ever getting to your happy place. You fear not having that reconciliation with the old friend. You fear that person will not accept you because she was basically, in layman's term, being an asshole. Anyways, 5. Your unknown field. So what you may not know. This could be your subconscious. This could be the twist, the plot. The plot twist. This could be anything. Take it how you need to take it. But basically, in your 5th row, you have the 1 of star. You have the 8 of star in reverse. And you have the 12 of moons in reverse. It's kind of hard to see from my position, my bio. So what you may not know is, it's time to cut to the heart of the issue. Maybe the other person is waiting for you to come back so y'all can just get down to the issue. Like, what the hell? Maybe they're waiting for it too. But it's time to get down to the heart of the issue. Using your mind over and not your emotions to make a decision. You may have thought that you used your mind in the past to get the hell away from this person, but you did not. You went based on feeling. You went based on what felt good. You didn't go based on what you knew was best. You went based on what felt good at the moment. And like I said before, feelings are temporary. They change constantly. That's not a wise way to make decisions. But I digress. Anyways, with the 8 of stars being in reverse, you might have taken something that person said or did, and because you was around somebody who was making an anthill a mountain, when that person said or did something, and you may have entrusted this other person and confided to this person, they was like, oh heck no, I wouldn't let somebody talk, whatever the case may be. And it made you have like a mistaken perception of the whole situation or person, and it caused you to cut off bonds, like an actual bond or bonds with people way too quickly, because you lack the inner strength to listen to your own mind and maintain balance within yourself. You was looking for balance and peace, but the reality of it is it was all in you, but you was causing the unbalance due to you not listening to yourself and feeling like you need an entourage to make decisions. And that's kind of, you was totally out of who you are, because as Aquarius, we are independents. We are independent people. We are free thinkers, and we are very logical thinkers. So whoever this person was, they was in a position of being able to persuade you. Oh, well, That's why. When you have the 12 of moons, that talks about a person who's very charming, seductive. So that's why that was. I didn't even deal with the 12 of moons yet. I just went on my rant. My bad. So you was being led by someone who was very seductive, very charming. But they manipulated the hell out of you. They played you like a fucking fiddle. They got you to move away from the very foundation and bond that maybe was your sense of balance at one point and your sense of peace at one point. This person needed that other person to be removed, or that other job, or however. They got out of, they wanted that to happen so they could have full control over you. This other person may have been acting out of spite. I don't know. But they manipulated you and made you go astray from your path, your journey, your bonds with people, your friends, and things like that. The very thing that you thought was going to keep you balanced and bring you peace has brought you nothing but chaos, misery, and unbalance. You're like, I would love to go back to somebody yelling at me. At least I know they care. I know that maybe I messed up and I maybe deserve some of the yelling. You're kind of at that point. So for your first short-term future, that's row 6. You have the Fortitude card in reverse, the One of Sun in reverse, and the Hanged Man in reverse. So short-term, Fortitude in reverse is talking about not being able to find the strength to fight anymore or to deal with a situation. You no longer want to fight. But you should be careful not to feel defeated or that this is a completely done situation, because you walking away from everything and to something new. Whatever new that you try to start, it will not work. But this little passive, aggressive, egotistic, selfish ass attitude that you may be walking around with and you have, that's what's leaving you stuck, because you know you're wrong. You know you're wrong. You know you messed up. And instead of just saying, you know what, let me communicate to this old person and try to reestablish this dream. Because I mean, it's fun. Because I can admit that I messed up. And every action caused a reaction, Aquarius. You did an action that set off a reaction, but you couldn't handle the reaction and walked the hell away. And now you're sitting in a situation because you thought that you had a plan B, and plan B is some bullshit. There you go. So plan B was some bullshit. All right, Aquarius, my bad. But like I was saying, basically plan B was some bullshit. And instead of you just admitting that you was wrong, you just want to continue to act in your ego, your nonchalant, passive-aggressive attitude is not really serving you, but that's where you're at right now. That's your short-term goal. So you walked away. You're in your little ego trip. You're on your ego trip. You could be solo dolo, but I feel like you have a co-pilot. Anyways, so your long-term goal. Your long-term goals are, I said goal, long-term outcome, possible outcome, is you start to believe it. Well, let me first tell you what's there. My bad. You have the 7 of stars in reverse. You have the 14 of stars upright, which also in this deck can also go for to be the King of Swords. So that's the type of energy there. And then you have the Lovers upright. Ooh. So you start to believe in yourself, or there's something, a thought, whatever you thought was impossible, you start to believe that it's possible. You start to stand in your power. So you start to regain, because as an Aquarius, you're an independent sign. You're a very logical thinker, but you're also a free thinker. So for you to allow somebody to come in and basically manipulate you in your decision making, you're basically taking your power back, probably getting away from that person, and you're starting to be able to see things clearly, think for yourself, and using your true mind. And when I say your true mind, this is you just standing in who you are as an Aquarius. You're an independent thinker. You don't need no assistance for you to think. And now you're getting back to that. And this other person, whoever plan B was the bullshit, dang, you said they don't know how to work with that. But you know, when you're being manipulative, karma's a bitch. Anyways, you're able to overcome all this BS or whatever, and you make yet another impulsive decision. But this impulsive decision that you make is, number one, your decision, not corrupted by somebody else, but it's a decision that you decide to make. You make it quickly, and you go for love. And I'm not saying it's a relationship. It's some type of shit. Love for your family, love for your old buddy, or, you know, it could be your old boo thing. I don't know your life. But you make the choice of love. You make the choice of, okay, I messed up, and I need to right my wrong at the very minimum. So that's where it leaves you. Long term, you do go back and try to right the wrong. Okay, let's get into your oracle cards, Aquarius. You got rigid for your first one. Rigid is talking about you may have a storm wall between you and others, or see others as guarded towards you. But if it's you, it's advising you, it's telling you that maybe you should let your guard down just a little bit to some people. Maybe that old friend. And you will be able to see once you start to let your guard down towards the right people, you'll start to see who's valuable and who's not. What bonds you want to reestablish and that are valuable in your life. If it's somebody who's being guarded towards you, do not take that. Don't take it. We're Aquarius, so we do this, but I'm trying to tell you not to. Do not take it and bottle it up and start to overanalyze it. It's somebody else's feelings. You can't analyze it. You can barely deal with your own. I know this. I'm a Aquarius. So don't do that, because you got to understand this. Just how you may be building the wall to keep people out, and it's a coping mechanism for you, that's how they cope as well. Respect it. Don't overanalyze it. Don't push it. Because if you're trying to get somebody to make a decision, don't push them. Leave them the hell alone. Let them make their decision at their own time. If they're not your speed, like if they're not making the time for you, or they're not making their decision fast enough, then maybe they're not your speed. Maybe you gotta move on to somebody else. Whatever the case may be. Next ones, we got prayer and faith. Yeah, we may need some of both. Anyways, with prayer is intellectual. Prayers are answered when you pull this card. But the question is, if my most powerful thoughts are formed in prayer, is a form of prayer, how can I live in active prayer? If your most powerful thoughts are a form of prayer, how do you live in active prayer? So how do you live, walk, talk, breathe in your power? You are an intelligent being. You are mental. So everything has to be logical with us, Aquarius. So how do we get into our power? How do we get into our power to manifest those things that we truly want, that we truly need? Not the little glittery shit that got us sidetracked or whatever. How do we stop from being sidetracked? How do we stay focused? Okay? So the next one is faith. Seeing the unseen. What scares you is smaller than you know. If you have been experiencing pain or holding on too tight to something, you are making the situation worse. So if you're the one that's holding on to your ego and your pride, and you're refusing just to admit that you messed up somewhere in life and you can right your wrongs, or whatever, you holding on to your ego and your pride is making the situation worse. Because today the person may forgive you, but if you wait 5-6 years, they may not even remember you. Remember that. Also, but if you was a person who, if your story is more or less like the wrong was done to you and whatever, let it go. Because nobody's going to come back to apologize to somebody who's bitter. You may be harvesting that, and it shows through your energy and the way you move and the things that you post or whatever. When this person approaches you, you're still mean and holding on to some shit. It's making it worse. It's delaying the closure or the rebirth, whichever one it is. You gotta have faith. You gotta have faith that the universe is in your corner. They have your back, and everything happens for a reason. God does not create problems that are more than you can bear. You got this, but you gotta get out of the energy. Whichever person you are, you gotta get over the old energy. Get over it, release it, and let's move on. You feel me? And then we got the coyote and the beloved for our message, our advice. Here we go. Coyote, are you being seduced by desire? Could you be acting in your superficial ambition? You feel you have to compromise yourself, control others, manipulate situations to ensure you quote unquote win. You win to get your goal. Be aware of the shadow waters. Someone or something is pretending to be greater than they are. All that glitters isn't gold. Well, hot damn Aquarius, shit. Look, didn't we talk about this? Everything that glitters isn't gold. And Geppetto just basically made you Pinocchio, made you his or her bitch, basically. And I mean, whoo, I'm just getting flipped now. I apologize for those that are a fan, but it is what it is. Basically, you was performing. This person had you on strings and had you performing. You was moving to the left and moving to the right, but you didn't realize the strings that was attached to you. This person literally took you, put strings on you, and put you in front of an audience and made you, and sold you a dream, told you was going to be a superstar. And this is what was going to happen. And I got you 110%. But you got to get rid of all these people that's telling you, Pinocchio, you're not a puppet. You're a real boy. Oh, shoot. Listen. You got to get out of that. The coyote. Coyote had you on the strings. Coyote played you for a fool. But you know, the funny thing is this. Just because somebody attached that mess to you and call, it's not, like my mom used to tell me, it's not about what they call you, it's what you answer to. So just because you became a puppet for Geppetto for a little bit, don't mean that you can't cut the strings and become a real boy. Get back in your power and know who you are, and that's the real you. And right your wrongs. But I'm telling you, you can wait too long, and that chance, people take time and say, oh, we got so much time. You do not have time like that. I wish people would understand the concept of time waits for no man, and once a second is gone, you can't get it back. So the longer you wait, the harder it's going to be, and you may not have the opportunity, so you might want to jump on it quickly. Okay, beloved. Be careful with quote-unquote romantic love. That type of love is full of in and out. Own the projection you've placed on someone. Remember, they only are mirroring back your own longings rather than their true selves. If you don't want to acknowledge this, you will go back through the fire of strong emotions again. Well, hot dang on it. Whoever was in your ear, whoever charmed you, seduced you, or whatever, they was only projecting back to you what you was longing for. You put your cards on the table. You told them what you wanted, via verbally, mentally, physically. Somehow, you open the door for them to come in. And when you open the door for them, You allowed them to come in. And you didn't realize that there was mirroring your shadow side. There was mirroring that prideful, egotistic side. They was not uplifting you. They didn't have that for you. And that romance is action. To show action, to show love, to show that. And the truth of the matter is, it's like, I'm starting to feel like this person was like a honeymoon type of person. There was the type of person that everything was good. Lingerie and high heels and pop-up bitches and sex. Well, sex probably wasn't that great, but they was able to be dramatic and make you feel like you was just that person sexually. But then when you start to pull off the layers and start to pull off the covers, you start to realize you ain't shit. I apologize for my cousin, but it is what it is. I'm grown as hell. You start to realize this person really ain't shit, even sexually. You ain't shit. Oh my God. And I walked away from somebody that man didn't, and we talked about this in our other meetings. And I'm happy we get into the end of this energy because I'm tired of reading our energy like this. I'm tired, Aquarius. I'm tired, balls. Either if you're the one who wants to be the nonchalant, egotistic person, keep playing with fire like they said. You're about to walk back through that mess. Get it right so we can move forward. If you're the one who had this done to them or whatever, get to the fuck it attitude. Shit is what it is. Fuck it. They left. Fuck it. I'm not, and I know I'm saying it and it sounds so easy, but believe you me, I have cried my own tears, went through my own battle, had my own situation. You're not alone. But one thing I did learn through this whole situation is nobody did anything to me that I didn't allow them to do. So first I had to start with me and forgiving me. Then I could accept an apology from you, whether it came or not. I forgave that person. And then I embodied my true self. And my true self is, I know I introduced myself as the humble soul, but my real name is Monica. So my real self, Monica, is fuck it. Just how I got you, I can get another. And no, you're not replaceable so much as I love and care for you. You're a whole person, but you're not a whole person that's going to take me down. I'm not going to drown in your BS. And I have the faith enough to know that if this person was meant to be in my life, then them walking away needed to happen for the benefit of our bond, our ship, because of the fact that the way the ship was going wasn't gonna last anyways. So it had to be broken down, either for a new beginning with that particular person if they come back, or for a new beginning somewhere else. And I'm not gonna put all my business out there, but I'm telling you, adopt the fucking attitude. If whatever. But I think I took up too much of your time already. But this is your weekly read. I promise you, I will not go this hard on us all the time. But Aquarius, come on, let's move. I mean, according to the reading, we're acknowledging we're gonna move forward. Let's get some better energy next week. Let's do the work, people, because we got this. You can do this. You don't need to pedal. You ain't even fucking Pinocchio. You are a whole real person. So cut them strings, move along. That person don't own you. If somebody loves you, they care about you, reach out and tell them before it's too late. If they shut you down, they don't accept it, forget it. For the people who was done wrong, if the person never come back, you don't stop breathing, you don't stop living, you don't stop manifesting, and you don't stop growing. But only manifest things that you can change. Only manifest the things that you have power of, and that's things within you. Stop manifesting that person. Stop giving up their free will. Stand in your power and worry about your power. Manifest you for you. Manifest something for yourself. And if that something, that better thing, that wonderful thing ends up being that person come back, great. If not, and it ends up being somebody new, great. Guess what? At the end of the day, you manifest something beautiful. Alright, Aquarius, I love you guys. Like, dislike, share, comment. Please comment. You talk to me, I'll talk back. No long paragraphs because I'm not going to read them. Well, I will, but I'm not going to reply. I'll probably be tired after reading them. But no. talk to me. I'll talk back. All right, you guys. Personal readings are available. Check out my About Me section. Peace and many blessings. Take care.